Hi, my name is Kelly, and I will be discussing mosquito safety in the Metro Boston area, specifically how to prevent mosquitoes, how to prevent mosquito bites, and how to recognize if you do have a mosquito-borne illness. This is actually the second talk of insect-borne diseases. There's another presentation on tick safety if you're interested. So during this COVID pandemic, lots of people are going outside and going on hikes and doing other outdoor activities, which is great, but that also means that you're subjecting yourself to potential mosquito bites and other insects. So there are prime hours for mosquito bites, namely dusk and dawn, but depending on the species, they can be out at any time. So you want to make sure that you're practicing safety measures anytime that you could potentially have a mosquito bite. So mosquitoes in New England pose specific dangers. Everyone has heard in the past couple of years on news broadcasts about West Nile virus and about Eastern equine encephalitis, also known as triple E. Both of these diseases are fairly rare, but they can be very serious. So I will be addressing just these two and specifically when you should seek medical help. So mosquito habitats, they like water and they will lay their eggs into any standing water. It does not need to be a lake or a pool um, or a marsh in your backyard. Anything actually as small as a soda bottle cap is large enough for them to lay some eggs in. So here are just a few examples of different items around your property that could be potential breeding grounds for mosquitoes. So clogged up gutters, that's a big one. Potted plants, the little dish that you put underneath the pot that can collect an inch or two of water. Any toys or debris that's left outside, that can also be a good breeding habitat. And any of unpaved areas of your property that collect puddles when there's a lot of heavy rain and it stands and doesn't drain well, that's another spot that's potential breeding grounds. And also a lot of things that people wouldn't even think of, such as if you have a wood pile and you put a tarp on it, any little um, divot in the tarp that has a little puddle inside of it, mosquitoes can lay eggs in there also. So it would be a good idea to walk around your property and just to see if there's any items or any pockets of land that collect water and if there's any standing water. And the best time to do this would be after a rainfall. You can see what shows up the most, and then as the days go on, see what water dries up first and what water lingers. So, a lot of mosquito prevention is just maintenance of your property and making sure that no standing water is left around. There are lots of mosquito species worldwide. There's more than 3,500. Only 52 species are found in Massachusetts, and of these 52, 12 have been implicated in disease transmission. There are a handful of species that are known definitively to carry disease, and then there are a number that there's evidence that they do carry disease, but the link has not been proven yet. However, it's a good idea just to avoid all mosquitoes. And this table on the right just demonstrates there's a few different features that you can differentiate between the different types of mosquitoes. So one main difference is how they lay their eggs, whether they're in clusters or individual. Uh, some mosquitoes lay them in water directly, and some lay them in an area where water is expected to occur, such as the bottom of a little hole because that will become a puddle. There's various differences in their life cycle stages, like how the larva likes to hang out in the water. There's also mouth part differences, and the main way that you and I can see the difference is when a mosquito is sitting at rest, the body positioning that it likes to take. I am sure that other people agree with me that if I see a mosquito, I'm not going to attempt to speciate it and then to determine what level of disease risk that mosquito poses. If I see a mosquito, I'm just going to kill it. So, if you're interested in different types of species and what diseases they cause, there is a website listed at the end of this talk that has a lot of good mosquito information. So I would recommend checking that out. So a lot of people have expressed interest and questions and concerns about the mosquito sprayings that go on in the town. Unfortunately, the town of Avon does not have control over the schedule, nor do they get a lot of notice about the schedule. Norfolk County will schedule the sprayings, and they try to give it as much notice as they can, but sometimes it's only a few days. So I know that the town hall officials will put the notice on the website and the Facebook page with as much notice as they can. But if you have questions, you should call the Norfolk County Mosquito District directly, and that phone number is listed at the end of this talk as well. But the sprayings are designed that it's a combination of different products, and these combinations are designed to target the different stages of the mosquito life cycle. So there's microbes, different bacteria that are naturally found in soil. They're called bacillus species. There are different chemicals that are designed to mimic mosquito hormones, and these hormones have been demonstrated to not affect other creatures that may be exposed to the spraying. And there's also different plant derivatives, such as chrysanthemum extract. And all these different combinations of products will either inhibit eggs from hatching or inhibit larvae from developing to the next stage of their life cycle. So, all of these together will actually help to reduce the mosquito population, and any mosquitoes that are physically around, it will prevent them from turning into an adult that can fly around and spread disease. So most of the spraying is done by helicopter. Some of it is done by truck. And if it's done by helicopter, they won't do individual private residences, so you don't have to worry about your yard accidentally getting sprayed. They tend to spray the more common areas of town. Um, so, like the town center, large areas of with gazebos or meadows or fields. But if you go to that website at the end that I mentioned before, you can see a map of the different areas that are sprayed. You can also see on that website how to opt out of spraying, or if you want your property sprayed, you can request someone to come out and do that. And in that case, a truck will drive directly up to your property. So this is just a little visual so you can see the life cycle and which stages are impacted by the different components of the town spraying. So the adults will lay eggs either in water directly or in anticipation of water. The larva and the pupa, they will live in water. And from when the eggs hatch to each subsequent stage of the life cycle, it's only a few days. So from when eggs are laid to when the adult emerges out of water and starts flying around, it can be in as little as a week. So it's very important that if you're trying to take action on your property or trying to contact the mosquito district about sprayings. Oh, excuse me. There we go. That you do this on a regular basis throughout the summer and spring once actually reduce the population in the long term. So here's some of that information that I mentioned. Norfolk County Mosquito Control. That's an excellent website. They've got news updates, links to frequently asked questions. They also list specifically what is in their spray. There's a phone number there of who you can call, and just email as well if you want to specifically out the spraying. They also have information on there about how it impacts luckily and unluckily, if you are to develop serious disease, the symptoms are very obvious. They're neurological symptoms, and symptoms such as these, dizziness, dyspnea, vision loss, numbness, tingling, convulsions, anytime you have a dramatic change in your neurology, you should seek medical help anyway. But it is a good idea if this happens in the winter months. You've been doing a lot of activity for the mosquito-borne diseases. And if you just want more information on mosquitoes in general, I highly recommend going to the CDC website, that's the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They have a website on West Nile virus, so how to prevent bites, symptoms, maps of where the disease happens most frequently. They have resources about controlling the mosquito population, and they also have the same information available for Eastern equine encephalitis. And I would also recommend not only checking out these resources, but anytime you go outside, wear repellent. And there's a little bit of information about what's in there. And there's also a report about mosquito ticks. So all of those are different. And so you're with either a natural insect repellent that is essentially essential oil based, or DEET is also going to protect against other types of insects, such as ticks. So definitely check out these websites, and if you have more questions, maneuver over to the town hall and to kind of go on their website, and they'll have the Norfolk County Mosquito District Control website, so I mentioned that earlier. If you want to see more about the mosquito life cycle and about species, that Central Massachusetts Mosquito Control Project website has in-depth information about the biology of mosquitoes, specifically the species in Massachusetts, and specifically the species that are known to carry disease and are likely to carry disease, as well as different ways to identify them. And that's it. Thank you very much.